Welcome to my Know Before You Buy Volume 2, the Roborock. Today I want to show you a robot vacuum. As a person who has a lot of dogs around the house, I really need a robot vacuum. It supplements using a real vacuum and runs much more frequently than I have time to actually run a vacuum. So this is my robot vacuum. It is a Roborock S5, and I give this a very high score for general accessibility. But when we get to the app, you'll see that there are some major accessibility barriers that need to be solved. So here we have the unit. It is a round unit that is about the width of 3 of my hands in diameter. And it has a really nice smooth feeling on the top. And on the back end of it, it has a little flap that kind of lifts up. And under that flap is the dustbin.
Dustbin removed.
And as I remove that, it actually acknowledges that the dustbin is gone. So here we have the dustbin. It has a nice little HEPA filter here. Pretty dirty because I use this thing a lot. Just pops back into place. Everything is fitted and formed so that it has only one way and it works only one way. So it slots back in.
Installed.
And the unit acknowledges that. There's a little cleaning brush here that's kind of nicely fitted into a slot. I'm really not sure what the function of this flap is, except maybe to keep that brush in place. Maybe it's more extra dust protection, I'm not sure. But we lower this flap and the unit is now operational. I have accidentally left the flap up and it doesn't seem to stop the unit from working. Here in the dead center, we have a small hockey puck shaped turret, and that turret is where the LiDAR sensor is that maps this, uses this system to map. I will be showing you another robot in another series that I have had that does not use LiDAR. I would not ever recommend that. It is a camera-based one, or commonly known in the industry as a V-SLAM system, and the problem I had with that is I like to vacuum in parts of the house when I'm not there, i.e. here in the downstairs when I'm sleeping at night, and it could not find its way around at night. So it is designated to be in the bedroom because that's where it can vacuum during the day when we're not awake, or we're not sleeping, sorry. So I don't want a robot that can't run whenever I need it to run, i.e. in the middle of the night. And the reason it couldn't run in the middle of the night is because it got lost and couldn't see, and it would never return back to the dock to charge itself, and it had other reasons that it needed. But in short, buy a LiDAR system if you can. The LiDAR systems are getting cheaper and cheaper all the time now, and these LiDAR systems work really, really well. This robot is a combination vacuum and mopping robot. So here on the back, we have a mop. We have a mop. This is a water tank that you can fill with water from your tap right there. I've already got some water in it. And it has a separate bracket. The bracket is for the mop itself. The way this works is it's got some Velcro around the circular edge of the unit. And these half circle little cloths fit into a slot that goes right along the inner edge of this little panel, and you just feed the hard plastic edge of the cloth into that little slot, dragging it across, and then tighten it up by putting it right down on the Velcro. All very tactile. Blind person can feel this quite nicely. And then the cloth is down on the ground, and it literally scrubs the floor as the vacuum moves. The water tank here distributes the water into that cloth, so it literally gets the floor wet and helps the cloth pick up the dirt. It's not like a really sanitizing technique. It's basically a wet to help pick up the dirt. It gets really dirty really quickly, but it really does help. And then we just slot this all back onto the back of the machine. I just put it along the floor and then
Mop mode charging.
And it's in, and I make sure it's snapped into place. There's no seams, and that's ready to go. If there are seams, you notice it said mop mode ready before I had finished snapping it into place. I have seen it knock the mop off of itself, and that might be because it wasn't in as tight and snug as it needed to be. So I've come back to the charging station to empty out the machine and have found the mop missing, and then I have to get my husband to help me find it because it's lost somewhere in the house. There is only 2 buttons on this machine. One is power and start stop. I can just hit that button and get the machine running. If it is powered off for some reason, which it rarely is, holding that button down will give it a boot, basically, boot sequence. Otherwise, hitting that button starts the unit, pauses it if it's in the middle of a vacuum run. And then there is another button here which is pause dock. That will do the same thing. It will stop it in the middle of a vacuuming run. If you hit it a second time, it will return it to the dock. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you. I'm just going to start the unit.
Starting to clean. Ensure water tank is properly filled.
And you'll notice it gave me a reminder about my water tank. And it's now turning around and starting to clean. So I am now just going to quickly pause it.
Pause.
And I'm going to make it return to the dock.
Going back to the dock.
And I'm going to get out of its way because I know that it gets confused with me sitting here. It's spinning itself around.
Charging.
And it's now charging. And you'll see where it's been is slightly wet on the floor from the mopping cloth. So that's the basic mop and vacuum demonstration. We'll now go and look at the Android app and the iOS app. Now I want to get to the software portion of our Roborock conversation. Up until just a week ago, I actually really liked this app. I thought they had a lot of really positive accessibility in it, and they just recently sent a new update that in the comments for the update, they said there was a UI change. And normally you'd think that that would send an accessibility improvement, but this time the accessibility actually went away for the app. All right, I'm going to show you this on my Android, and then we will actually go again and do it on an iOS device. So I'm going to start at the top left, and I'm just going to start swiping through.
Unlabeled button.
It's an unlabeled button.
To activate. Labels available. Use swipe up then right to view.
So there is a label in the system, but they haven't actually done an accessible label in the system.
Unlabeled button. Page. Double tap to activate.
Then it says page.
And long press.
And I don't know what that page is, and I don't know what's going on here.
Amber.
There is the name of my robot.
Device online.
Okay, good. I've discovered that the device is online.
Enter button.
Enter.
Double tap to activate.
I don't know what I'll be entering.
Unlabeled.
Another
Double
unlabeled.
Tap to activate. Selected. Unlabeled.
All right, there I have
Tap to activate.
a selected button, and I don't know what that is.
Unlabeled.
Another
Double
unlabeled
tap to
button.
activate.
If this is similar to what the previous user interface was, I believe the button I am on right now is Preferences, then Notifications.
Selected. Unlabeled.
Right there.
Double tap to unlabeled. Double tap to activate.
I think that's
Labels available.
Device.
Use enter button. Device online.
And then Device Online, and now the robot.
Amber.
So previously what I would do is click on the robot name, so that's what I'm going to do again.
Initializing device. Unlabeled button. Double tap to activate. Labels available. Use swipe up then right to view.
So again, another unlabeled button.
Loading. 71%.
And this is the first time on this phone.
Roborock. Loading. Legal information. Disagree. Agree. Double tap to activate.
And so this is the first time I'm going through on this device. I didn't want to show this on my phone that would be constantly getting emails and so forth. So we're going to agree.
Roborock. Roborock.
Okay, we're waiting.
Amber. Fully charged.
Excellent. We now know that the robot is fully charged. There's a swipe with no speech there.
Laundry. Family. Bathroom. Kitchen.
So this is a list of my rooms.
Dining. 1. M2.
I don't know what the 1 is.
1. Dining.
It says dining and then it says 1.
1. M2.
I don't know what M2 means.
Cleaning area.
Cleaning area.
100%.
So it's telling me that I think I'm going to clean 100% of the cleaning area. I don't know.
Battery level. 2. Min. Cleaning time.
So battery level is 2 minutes cleaning time. That makes no sense whatsoever.
Full. Dump room. Zone. Fully charged. Keep the robot on the dock to extend the battery life.
So now I'm swiping through and I'm getting a lot of silent swipes.
Fully charged. Clean. Double tap to activate.
And there we go. There is our clean button.
Amber. Fully charged.
And we can go right back to the top of the screen again. So I'm going to go back to that clean button and I'm going to start it.
Amber. Clean. Double tap to activate.
And in the other room I can hear that the robot has started. I don't really want it to do the whole house right now, so I'm just going to turn it off.
Dock. Double tap to activate. Cleaning in progress. End clean and return. OK. Double tap to activate. Roborock. Pause. Double tap to activate. Zone. Pause. Clean. Double tap to activate.
So I don't get confirmation that it has returned to the dock, except in the other room I did hear the voice on the robot itself tell me that it has returned to the dock. Normally when it's cleaning and it returns to the dock on its own, it does send me a notification. So you'll see there's a lot of inaccessible elements in this application right now. There's a lot of areas within it that just can't be read. This machine will occasionally send me notifications telling me that it's time to either clean the sensors. I get those notifications still, but getting to the area of the app where I can tell it, okay, I've done what you've told me to, go ahead and reset the counter, I can't do that right now at all. I like the fact that it has those counters. I would like to be able to do that and go through and look at those counters. I do like the way this works with the Google Assistant. So, for example, I can do something like say, okay, Google, tell Amber to clean the kitchen.
Got it. Starting Amber in kitchen.
And I can hear the robot moving in the other room and it's going to the kitchen to clean it up. Okay, Google, find Amber.
Sure. Locating Amber.
And in the other room, I hear the voice of the robot speaking up, telling me where it is. Okay, Google, dock Amber.
Okay. Docking Amber.
And so the Google Assistant actions on the robot are actually really quite nice. And if I had more than one robot with different names, I would be able to tell each of them to do their own thing. All right, now I want to show you the iOS app of the Roborock. And there are a couple of similar inconsistencies and inaccessibilities with this to the Windows, there are a couple of inaccessible features just like there are on the Android app, but some of it is better. So let's see what we can do by reviewing this. We're going to start at the top of the screen, so I'm going to give the 4-finger tap to go to the top. And I'm just going to swipe for you through.
Button.
And there's an unlabeled button.
Button.
Another unlabeled button.
Amber.
Okay, there's the name of my robot.
Device online.
Good, it's telling me that the device is online.
Enter. Button.
And there's the enter button. Those were all there in the Android app.
Tab icon device selected. Button.
Tab icon device selected. So that is, it's a tab, it's an icon, and it's telling me that that is selected.
Tab icon message. Button. Chat.
Tab icon message chat. I'm not really sure. I think chat is what VoiceOver is pulling out of there for its auto detect, because chat is a really inappropriate message and you heard a beep there.
Tab icon me. Button. Person.
Tab icon me person. So yes, it is using image recognition and it's seeing an icon for chat, so it's assuming that that's chat, even though that's really notifications. So those buttons on the Android app were not labeled. They are somewhat labeled, but they also have unrecognized images, so it's not as stable as you would like.
Tab icon me. Button. Person. Tab icon me. Button.
So I'm just going to swipe backwards now.
Tab icon message. Button. Tab icon device select. Enter. Button. Device online.
And similar to the Android one, I'm going to try and click on the name of the robot.
Device online. Amber.
I'm going to try it again.
Amber.
So clicking on the name of the robot doesn't do anything like it did in the Android one. So a little inconsistency in the behavior. Through experimentation, I discovered that this is where I have to actually hit the enter button.
Device online. Enter. Button. Enter. Back.
So that's 3 swipes for the name of the robot, where it could have been 1 and it could have just been able to be swiped just once to saying the name, the robot, and I could have just clicked that and it would have been done. So 3 swipes where there could have been just 1.
Back. Amber.
So now at the top of the screen,
Top of screen.
we do have a back button. Very nice.
Amber.
The name of the robot,
More.
more,
Fully charged.
fully charged,
0. Tickle me pill.
and then something that sounds like it's in a different language to me, and it's saying tickle me pa?
0. Tickle me pill.
And I don't know what that is. I have no idea what that is. I think it's in a different language and it's marked up in a different language because the synthesizer is changing from my standard VoiceOver synthesizer.
100.
So 100.
Percent.
So it's a percentage, and the percentage isn't connected to 100. It's a separate swipe.
0.
0.
Min.
So 0 minutes maybe.
Cleaning area.
Cleaning area.
Battery level.
Battery level. So these sound like headings on a table, but it's not a proper table.
Cleaning time.
Cleaning time.
Family.
Family.
Laundry.
Laundry.
Bathroom.
Bathroom.
Kitchen.
Kitchen.
Dining.
Dining. An empty swipe, just like we saw in the Android one, at about the same space. Another one.
Full.
Full, I think is what it was trying to say, although it sounds like it says fool.
Full.
Yeah, it is full, but it literally, it sounds like it's saying fool.
Room.
Room.
Zone.
Zone.
Fully charged.
Fully charged.
Clean.
And there's the clean button. So we're just going to start it up really quickly.
Clean. Pause.
And it's in the other room, and I've heard it, and it's running. And the clean button is changed to a pause. That's actually the way I would like to see it happen.
Dock. Zone.
So I can go zone, or I can go to the dock button.
Dock. Dock.
I hit the dock button, and the robot is not returning to the dock.
Cancel.
Oh, there's a dialogue on the screen. That dialogue should have alerted me by speaking the contents of the dialogue instead of just drawing it on the screen.
Okay. Cancel. Cleaning in progress. And clean and return to dock.
And there's the question. That should have been the alert that was spoken out loud.
Cancel. Okay. Back.
And I hear it in the other room. It's going back to the dock.
Amber. More. Returning to dock.
And it shows me that it's returning to the dock. So let's see what happens when we go into this more.
Amber. Returning to dock.
Oh wait, I swiped to it once and now I can't get back to it.
Returning to dock. 1. Tickle me pill. 1. Returning to dock. More.
There it is. It actually spoke again.
More.
So I'm going to click that.
Settings. Manage maps.
And there we've got our settings.
Robot settings. Robot voice. Schedules. Robot voice. Schedules. Pin and go. Remote control. Cleaning history. Maintenance. Customer support. Firmware updates. Device sharing. Delete device. Delete device.
So it's got a bunch of settings
device.
in here. I'm going to tell you that the map settings are not accessible. You will need a sighted person to help with this. I couldn't even begin how to think to make that accessible, except for maybe giving you barrier strips that you could place in and then do that room, and then somehow in the app tell it that is room 1, that is room 2, whatever. Those are the names of the room, whatever. But right now, I don't know how you can actually design a map that a blind person can touch a zone in and label that zone. So I'm gonna say that any of these ones that have auto mapping, you should get sighted assistants to set up your rooms and design the room that you want to go to.
Device sharing.
Device sharing. I don't know why you'd want to share the device.
Firmware updates.
Firmware updates. This gets lots of firmware updates. In fact, that's one of the things that broke the app's accessibility a few weeks ago.
Customer support.
Customer support. You can send email. It's pretty good.
Maintenance.
Maintenance. This is a really important area. This robot tells you when things need to be changed. It will tell you when the sensors need to be wiped off. It'll tell you when the brush needs to be changed, the filter, all of that. It's really quite nice. I didn't show this in the Android app because that more button wasn't available in the Android app, and I have to get my husband to click that for me. Let's click it now.
Maintenance.
So we'll start at the top of the settings here.
Maintenance.
Maintenance.
Filter 29%, estimated 43 hours remaining.
Filter 23%, and it tells me how many hours are remaining before I have to change it.
Side brush 43%, estimated 86 hours remaining.
Again, the brush.
Main brush 94%, estimated 282 hours remaining.
Excellent.
Sensors 58%, estimated 17 hours remaining.
And then it says sensors, so it sounds like they may have forgotten a space on that one.
Mop, replace it every 3 to 6 months.
Replace the mop every 3 to 6 months. Well, what I do is I actually replace the cloth every day and wash them.
Mop, replace it every 3 to 6 months.
And it doesn't actually tell you that on the Android app, so that's a new thing. I've never seen that before. So that's the iOS app. We'll be back in just one moment. So now that we've completed the review of the iOS app, I've shown you the robot and the Android app. I want to give you a brief summary. In general, the Roborock is actually a really good unit. It does an excellent job of vacuuming. It's actually really fast and also has amazing coverage. It is the fastest robot I've ever tried. It gets my entire story of my house in under 45 minutes. And I have a very large space, over 1,500 square feet for it to cover. It is the one that gets stuck the least in places, like getting underneath chairs. It can seem to find its way out. So all the robot vacuum features of it are quite good. The application on both iOS and Android have a lot of accessibility barriers. If I was to rate using the app with home automation, the Google app control within the Google Home is the best integration. I have tried it with Alexa, and it works well with Alexa. I've also had a friend try it with Siri and HomeKit, and they say it's not as good. They don't have the same control and command that I do in the Google Home without getting too sophisticated and too complicated on how they set it up. They say you have to use shortcuts to get it to do things like clean room X or clean room Y. But in general, they do find that they turn the thing on and get it to run, and that's all they can do with HomeKit for iOS. I do really like the way the Google Home app integration works. It was very painless to do. Once we had the rooms designated in the app, which my husband had to do for me, we're now able to tell it what room we want it to clean. And my favorite feature is that I can actually locate the robot if I need to by asking my Google Home where the device is, and it will have the device speak. I can do that from wherever I am and find the robot if it is stuck. It has gotten stuck a couple of times on things like dog leashes that are left on the floor. I would recommend this robot, but I would also recommend that you sit down with a sighted person to configure the map and configure the app appropriately for yourself. And once you've got it set up, it'll work very well for you. I do want Xiaomi to fix the app. The app was better before with fewer unlabeled controls, but now that it has the unlabeled controls, it's actually very disappointing and less usable. I'm not sure if the buttons on the Android app are what I think they are, but I would like to reliably click a button that's called notifications or called profile, not having to guess every time where the button is. Thanks for watching. If you buy one of these, please leave a comment in the notes and tell us what you think. Tell me if you agree with me or not. And I'll keep watching what's happening and tell you if there are any changes. Click subscribe. Don't forget to like the video and tell your friends. Thank you.